Have you been out there creating holy moments? Have you been telling other people about holy moments? Have you been trying to create more holy moments in your life? Have your friends been texting you, telling you, just created a holy moment? Have you been texting your friends, encouraging them, create a holy moment today? We do create holy moments. They bring great joy to our lives. That's what happens when we collaborate with God. When we collaborate with God, there's this explosion of joy in our lives. And of course, that's what God wants us to experience more and more in our lives. I've done a lot of work over the past 20 years or so in addiction recovery centers. And there's two things that you notice about people who come into addiction recovery centers. And there's one very clear litmus test that indicates how successful or unsuccessful, their recovery will be. There's a lot of people who are there because, someone forced them to be there. Maybe the judge said, hey, you got to go to rehab, or maybe their spouse said, you got to go to rehab, or this is over, or, maybe some friends dragged them to rehab, or whatever. Very often these people, they're compliant. They do everything they need to do so that at the end of the 21 days or the 14 days or the 30 days, the judge will let them out. They're compliant, but they're unlikely to really deal with their addiction. Because in order to really deal with addiction, we have to go way beyond compliance to surrender. The people who successfully recover from addiction, the people who successfully and sustainably deal with addiction in their lives, they surrender. And I think our faith is sort of a similar paradigm. As Christians, we can be compliant. We can go to church on Sunday. We can give generously. We can help the poor. We can help people in need. But that's compliance. And what's God inviting us to? What's God calling us to? Surrender. What would it take for you to surrender your life to God and say, hey, God, I'm 100% available. I surrender. I'll do anything you ask me to do. What would it take?